I wouldn't necessarily say it was too long or that it dragged on. Like, it did jump around in places, and that kind of like threw me off a little bit. Like, it jumped around in places where it didn't really need to, and it wasn't like I don't want to say continuity, but it just didn't it didn't flow as well as I thought it should have.
Oh, you
But
know who the bad guy in Black Adam reminded me of before he became that devil thing? He reminds me of the guy in Adam Sandler's movie, Mr. Deeds, the butler.
Yeah, the butler.
oh yeah, that guy. What the fuck
Every
is
time I kept
his
looking at his face, and I was like waiting for that to happen. Like,
right? What is that actor's name? Because he also played that guy, that agent guy in
in
the
Transformers.
Transformers movies, the first two
Yeah,
Transformers movies.
he's a really good actor. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Something. I thought he was Hispanic, but it's because I keep remembering the movie that his mom was from Spain. So
Oh yeah. Fuck.
I gotta look it up.
Googly.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Google.
in Mr. Deeds. He is Hispanic.
Emilio Lopez.
Right.
Yeah.
Emilio Lopez. John Turturro.
Yes. Intern
Yes.
Steve strikes again.
He is American Italian. I thought he was Middle Eastern, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, is he? You said where's he from?
Well, he's American Italian, but he was born in Brooklyn.
Eh.
So, talking about movies that don't make sense. Batman versus Superman.
Fuck that movie.
That's
I
another one
enjoyed
that
the
I
movie.
kind of fell asleep.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie, but Doomsday, they fucked that up.
Yeah.
I think this is
And
in
that's
that
being
universe that
kind.
got demolished.
That's being kind.
Yeah, they fucked that up. They mixed two stories, and it did not work. He didn't look like Doomsday at all. He just
No.
looked like an alien. And he wasn't even, well, he was, but he wasn't. He's just supposed to be his own entity. And they made him as a failed experiment with what's his name?
Zod.
From the first Man. Yeah, Zod from Man of Steel. Like, makes no sense. That's not really what happened. Doomsday shows up out of the blue in a meteor. He is the meteor.
Well, the way I remember Doomsday was from the original Death of Superman comic, where he was buried and imprisoned in, beneath the earth, and he escaped, and then just like he was almost completely mindless. Like he was
Right.
a mindless, soulless killing machine going around and just destroying everything and killing everyone. And that's how, and the way, like his look, especially from that comic, that's how you expect Doomsday to look. And the way they portrayed him in Dawn of Justice was fucking ridiculous.
And the way that Superman dies, it was so epic the way that he dies. Even in the animated movie, Doomsday, he dies because Superman can't beat him, so he takes them all the way up to space and then drops them and drops himself with them, and they both die. He gets stabbed by kryptonite.
That's fucking dumb.
Doomsday.
Yeah,
Flash.
being
It's
lazy.
Zod.
No, it was so fucking stupid. Like you said, the way he dies in the animated movie was so much better than they portrayed it in this fucking live action movie, and the way that he died in the comics, like they were, both of them were so beat to hell that it was literally all they had left, and they, one last charge, they both hit each other as hard as they could, and that was that, and they both fell over fucking dead. And like, honestly, those two ways were so fucking awesome, so momentous, so epic, for lack of a better word. By comparison, the way they did it in the movie was just so ridiculously disappointing. Like, why couldn't
They
you?
thought that they could just put like a very sad song during the scene, and it was supposed to be epic,
No,
and they fucked that shit up.
they failed miserably.
I just don't, and which is funny because then there's other animated movies that um Doomsday shows up again, and Superman is a lot more powerful, and he kills him with his eye beam without even, and it's not just one; it's like hundreds of them.
Hmm.
So I thought that was kind of
I know the one.
overpowered, but
I know the one you're talking about, when they were fighting on Themyscira,
yep,
and they were basically slaughtering the Amazonian,
yep.
and Superman's just like, fuck this, I'm ending this now. And
Which is
yeah,
funny because he says this ends now.
yup.
That was every time they've used that line for Superman a lot, but every time they use it, something epic is about to
Oh,
happen.
of course. And it basically shows you just how powerful that man really is. So that basically it leads one to believe, like, if he really, really tried from the get-go, he probably could have ended Doomsday. But at the same time, you're talking collateral damage and loss of life on a scale that, he doesn't want to see. And
Right.
he said it before
So
himself, because he doesn't want to cut loose, because that, for that reason.
right. So one thing that people always talk about is how overpowered Superman is. He has no limits, and he has always been the same way. He's just learning how to use his powers. There's this TikTok um, channel that I found today,
Hmm.
and his name is Aris Quinones. He talks about how that the whole thing about Superman being overpowered except for kryptonite, and how kryptonite is always killing him, and then he points out that not always. Kryptonite doesn't always kill Superman. He actually, in the comic book Kingdom Come, he's actually immune to it, and he explains why. Kryptonians not only learn their powers, also unlock their powers, and the reason is by taking yellow sun,
Hmm.
consuming yellow sun rays,
Yep.
and the more that they do, the more their power grows. So in the comic book Kingdom Come, he's older, and he's already at his full potential. So one power that a lot of people don't know that Kryptonian has is telekinesis, and telekinesis is unlocked by the amount of UV rays that they consume,
Mm-hmm.
and it made him so overpowered because of all the rays that he consumed that kryptonite doesn't do anything. And they showcase in this comic book by someone dropping a kryptonite bomb, a gas bomb, and he's just walking around like this. It's funny that you think this worked after all these years, and he slaughters everybody. that is on the other side. And in the beginning or in the middle of the comic book, they're trying to figure out how to stop Superman. And you have a group of people, including Lex Luthor. And someone says, Lex, don't you have like kryptonite stored? He's like, I destroyed it because it doesn't work anymore. So we can see that if they were to keep on going with the live action, we would be able to see a Kingdom Come Superman that is not weakened by kryptonite.
I'd say it's possible, but
It's going to be hard.
I see it as unlikely because they want to. I would think that they would want to present him in the way that he's always been presented, where he has his weaknesses, and as most heroes should. There is a way that they can be beaten and things like that. They don't want to. I don't think they want to go too overpowered with him. So, like, Kingdom
Right.
Come is, I think, an example of what you could do if you were to just throw off all limitations and everything else and just let's see where this goes. I
Right.
don't think that would translate as well to live action because I think people would just might get bored with it unless they figured out a way to say, okay, let's turn him into let's transition him into becoming like a bad guy, a la what is it, Justice Lords, or what the hell is that game? Injustice.
Mm-hmm.
So have something like that, transition something like that into live action. I think that would be an interesting path to take as well.
Injustice storyline is ridiculous.
Mm.
Lola, do you know this Injustice video game storyline?
I do not.
So, Joker shows up,
Okay.
and Batman is trying to stop him, and then he looks at a Batman. He's in. I think he's captured already. And he said, "You know what? Joker is done playing on hard mode. I'm going on easy mode right now." And Batman's like, "What do you mean? You'll see." So he steals the gas from Scarecrow. He mixes it with kryptonite, so Superman can be vulnerable to it. He hits him with it. It's a bomb. Now he's seeing things. He sees Doomsday destroying things. He knows that the only way to destroy Doomsday is to take him out to space and throw him into the sun. When he takes him out to space, the gas wears off. He's got Lois Lane in his hands. And she's in space. She can't breathe, so she's dead. Kicker. She's pregnant. So
Yep.
now Lois Lane and her son are dead. But he realizes who did it. So he snaps. And he goes straight to the Joker. And he goes to get him. And as soon as Batman's trying to stop him. And he picks him up and snaps his neck. And now Batman's like, you have broken your own law, not to kill.
In the game, in the comics,
Yes.
he picks him up and drives his hand through his chest.
Actually, that's how the game ends. That's exactly how the game is. He doesn't snap his neck. And they made an animated movie not too long ago. It came out this year too, and it was like that. He literally just pushes his hand through him.
Yep.
And Joker, all he's doing is laughing, even though he knows he's gonna die. Because to be
That's
fair,
because that's how his mind is.
yeah, but also there's a theory that he's been wanting to die this whole time, but Batman won't kill him. So he knew that he needed to push someone else to do it. And the one that he could do that to that wouldn't hesitate would be Superman. So Superman at this point, he's completely gone. His mind is gone. But now the Justice League is separated. The ones that are with Superman because they believe on what he's saying, and the
Civil
ones that are
War
with
all over again.
Yep. Yeah, but you have Captain America on one side and Iron Man on the other, which one suited up and the other one not, are still like matched. But you have
Well,
Superman and Batman on one side.
not even at that point. Like, even with Captain America, I was still Team Captain America because I understand Bucky Barnes' story. But at the same time, Superman, like, going banana balls, I would not be on his side. You know what I mean?
On the other side.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the whole premise of the game, because it's a Mortal Kombat style video game.
Okay.
And the reason they did that is because Mortal Kombat versus DC was a hit, and DC said, you know what, we're gonna make our own, just DC.
Oh yeah, they needed to capitalize on it. They needed to find a way to do it, and they sure as hell did.
And not only they come up with the game, they come up with an amazing story. Because I think the video game came out first, and then they did the comic book.
Yep.
They expanded the story, and then the movie. I don't know if you guys seen the movie.
I haven't yet.
Nope.
No, then I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. It's been
Where
out
can
for a
I
while.
find
I'm
it?
gonna tell you.
Is it on Netflix?
HBO Max.
Oh, fuck.
You see, like I like DC games, but I like Marvel movies and stories more.
Right. But when it comes to animated movies, I think that DC is way better than Marvel. Comparing cartoon or animated movies with animated movies, not animated movies with DC or MCU.
Right.
So,
I never.
No.
I
Yeah.
never got into them.
right.
When you're looking at like animated movies and animated series, DC always knocks it out of the park. Well, almost. Like with very few exceptions, they really do a lot of good work. Like one big notable exception would be Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
Do I even really want to mention that shit? Too late.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. When you're comparing the three comics, DC. I've always been a DC fan. They do their comics a lot better than Marvel. Sorry, Marvel fans. It's not a dig at your preference. Marvel comics are really good. It's just DC does it better. Animated, DC is king, period. And when it comes to live action, Marvel Studios has, again, with very few exceptions, knocked it out of the fucking park, period.
I just think also Marvel has Disney, and Disney kind of has an unlimited budget for some reason.
Well, not just that, but you have people at the helm that know what they're doing. And they grew up with the comics, they grew up with these characters, and they know, they're able to bring these stories to the people in live action the way they should be. So it makes perfect sense. If only if only DC could do the same thing. Now, their live action series, I haven't seen a lot of them, or I haven't seen much of really any of them. From what I hear, but based on what I'm hearing, their series, their TV shows are really good. But for whatever reason, it just doesn't translate over to the big screen.
Right. I think other people in charge, because I think that the animated studio for DC, it's ran by someone else than the people running the live action studios, because
Pretty
it
much.
has to be, because they don't go part to part.
Which is kind of dumb if you think about it, because it's all still under the Warner Brothers umbrella. Whether it's animated or live action, Warner Brothers has or had control of pretty much all that. I'm pretty sure they still do. But, the problem is the disparity between the two is just so vast that
Right.
it's almost beyond belief. Like, how can their animated stuff be so good, and yet their live action, say for a couple of really good hits, has just been so unbelievably shit.
Right. But watch that movie, the Injustice movie. The ending is amazing. That's it. That's all I have to say.
I just downloaded Injustice 2 because it was free in the PlayStation Store.
Nice.
So I'll get to play it soon.
I think that Injustice 2 is better than Injustice 1. I think that Injustice 1 was a tryout game, and people liked it, so they put all their money onto Injustice 2. Because I think that whole story with the Joker, I think isn't that Injustice 2 storyline?
What, with the Joker killing?
Yeah. I think it's a different story for the first one. Because the Injustice 2, it's more detailed. It has a better storyline.
Yeah, see, I haven't played either one of those games, so I'm not entirely sure which, what story's on which game.
Right. Okay. I have an intern that I can ask.
See, like when I was introduced to, before Injustice, I was introduced to Doomsday on Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Did you guys ever play that one?
I have not. I've seen the story and the playthrough on YouTube, so I know about it, and it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like the story in that one because their worlds basically collide, and people were basically just sent from one universe to the other randomly. And then they don't know each other, so they don't know who's good or bad. And then you see the villains joining with the heroes to basically attack the people from Mortal Kombat, and vice versa. It's a pretty cool game.
The plot with the Joker who tricked Superman into killing Lois Lane was the plot from Injustice 1.
Gotcha. And then the second one, I think it has something to do with Lex.
Hey nerds, this is Scott from the No New Friends podcast, the podcast for adults who like to laugh at adulting. We are streaming every Sunday night, 7 p.m. at all major podcasting platforms. You can also check us out, nonewfriendspodcast.com. We also have a Twitch, NNF podcast. Check us out, follow us there. We do gaming, we live stream episodes, we do all sorts of fun stuff. So check us out, nonewfriendspodcast.com.
All right, so switching gears real quick.
Yes.
Justin, you posted the official trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
Well, walk me through it.
I watched it once and then immediately posted it. So
I can tell you. So basically, you have Ant-Man, his daughter, Wasp, and her father and mother, right? Because she was saved. His daughter created something where it's sending a signal to the quantum realm, and then it starts sucking everything up that is in the room, and they'll drag into it.
Yep. When she created it, I think the mother was that
Yeah,
Hope?
she was like,
Her
"Are
name
you
was Hope.
sending a
She was
signal?"
she was immediately afraid of it, and she was like, shut it
He was freaked
down
out.
now. And then it just
Yes.
sucked everybody into the quantum realm, and like she was super apprehensive the entire time. She was afraid, and then
That's when they show them when they land in the different places and
Yep.
whatnot, and when they get up, at least the daughter and Ant-Man, you see all these characters surrounding them that live in this place, because it is a universe. Like, it is a whole new thing. It doesn't look like what it did in the first movie. What's the first? Yeah, it doesn't look the same. So now that they have all these people, you can see like the mother. I'm gonna call her the mother. I don't remember her name. She is like kind of hiding, putting her hoodie up because she knows what's going on. Um, when they show Kong, basically he's talking to Ant-Man, asking him for a favor, right, or asking him to help him so he can help him back to get to where he wants to be, which is back in the world. He said, "I can send you back, but you gotta do something."
a favor for a favor.
Yes. So
I'm
it's
assuming that he's going to trick him into trying to get
Most
out of there
likely.
too.
Because it also
because that's
shows
the way that he will be able to escape, more likely.
right.
Kang.
Because you can
Yeah.
also see like he's got what looks like a massive base and a even more massive army, and like this is an
It's a
interesting
whole
one.
country in that thing.
Yeah, it's its own like it's its own world essentially.
So
Not
do you think that he was sent to the quantum realm by the Kong that we already seen as a prison,
More
and
likely.
he probably trying to get out?
it's definitely possible. I think that's the most likely
Okay.
case.
Do you think that they're gonna make him actually related to Reed Richards?
They probably
Because
will
in the
Could be.
comic
eventually.
books, that's his great grandson.
Yeah. The other thing, I don't know if you noticed this, Justin, but when they show Kong walking towards Ant-Man, the reflection of him is show him blue, but when they put the camera up, it's normal.
Just his normal face. Yeah.
Right. It was actually pretty cool to see that.
Oh,
Notice
yeah.
that little quick
I gotta watch
little
it.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Gotta
pretty
watch
cool.
So
But I
that
think that's
trailer
it.
drops today, right?
Yeah. It dropped about 10 or so hours ago, and
Gotcha.
I saw it. I'm not entirely sure when I actually saw it, but as soon as I watched it, I'm like, oh, everybody else needs to see this. And then I posted it.
Oh yeah, I saw the picture of the trailer, but I didn't know there was a trailer out until you posted it, and I was like, "Oh shoot, I gotta watch this."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the poster that you posted. Well, it's funny because I posted one that it's
It
the
looks like the
book
comic book cover.
poster, right?
That was cool.
But then you posted the actual poster from the movie, and I think it's pretty cool. And for those that haven't seen it, we're gonna post it on our Discord, so if you want to see it, but is Kong holding his hand out, and he's got what it looks like 2 ants
Yep.
on his finger, and it's obviously what I can assume is Ant-Man and the Wasp. However, it could be Ant-Man and his daughter.
Yep. Because she also wears an Ant-Man suit in the trailer.
Right. Nice.
She's
So it could be
smart. Apparently,
Yep.
everybody's smart in the Marvel universe, but that's how they portray her.
Right. Also, she can be introduced in this movie for future I don't know, the next Avengers.
Yeah.
Because
the
we've
trailer
had
played
we
it out, I think she's gonna have a part to play in the next Avengers movie, possibly the next 2 Avengers movies.
I hear that he dies, maybe not in this movie, but I hear that Ant-Man dies in the next 2 phases. It could be in Kang Dynasty, or it can be in this movie, and then she has to take, because he has reached the end of his contract. So,
Well,
Yeah.
that
Apparently,
if they kill
she's
him,
part of the Young Avengers.
right? So, and they have
Veterans
introduced
thing.
already her. They introduced, what's her name? Hawkeye.
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop. I just couldn't think of her first name. Something Bishop. They
Ironheart.
introduced Ironheart.
Yep.
They introduced Hulk's son, Sakaar.
Yep.
I really hope that Sakaar is going the same route as when they showed Thanos for the first time. He didn't look anything like what we got.
Yeah.
He was more detailed in the later project. I hope
I'm
that they
sure
give him
they'll do something different.
right. I hope that they give him a curly long hair, like the
Lightning
comic books.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, his appearance on the final episode of She-Hulk seemed more like a proof of concept. What they did in like the earlier Thanos' earlier appearances in the MCU, they just refined it over the period of years until we finally got to see him in Infinity War.
Did you guys know that the first time we saw Thanos in that after credit scene, it was all prosthetic? There was no CGI.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that.
Even the suit. No, even the suit. It was all prosthetic. They put prosthetics on his face. They painted him purple.
Was it the same actor though?
No.
They hadn't nailed down. They definitely hadn't nailed down who they wanted to play Thanos just yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think they didn't really nail it down until I think just before they started shooting for the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Because that's the first time you ever hear him speak.
Well, that's the one that we got.
Yeah.
He said, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Yeah.
No, that one was after. I think that scene was that scene after Guardians of the Galaxy, because the first time you hear him speak was when
Avengers.
No, it was in Guardians of the Galaxy when what the fuck was his name? See, I keep drawing these blanks. What was the
Josh Brolin?
No. The main bad guy for Guardians 1. I'm forgetting his name.
Oh, yeah.
Right. He's called to speak with
Intern Steve.
Ronan, I think it was. No. Ronan was fucking Hawkeye. God damn it. See?
No.
That's
Hold
Ronan.
on. Are you sure? The guy with the axe, that he's also in he's in another movie. In Captain Marvel?
Yeah, he was in Captain Marvel as well.
Okay.
Ronan.
Right.
Not Ronan, Ronan.
Ronan, the accuser. Yeah, he was called to speak.
Yeah.
He was called to speak to Thanos. by whatever that fucking character's name was, who he winds up killing right in front of Thanos, and then Thanos actually speaks to him.
Yeah, the first time they show Thanos in 2012, he doesn't talk.
Okay.
Right. It's just his face.
And
Yep.
yeah, and he just turns back and looks at the camera and smiles.
Yep.
But when he first talked, he said I do it myself, that's when they picked already the actor
Hmm.
who played it.
Yeah, it's Josh Brolin is Thanos uncredited in the first Guardian.
It is. Oh, I see.
Yep.
Like, going back to a little bit to Hulk's son.
Yeah.
If people question why he looks older, because it wasn't too far ago when he was in that world, he's aging is different because he is from whatever that planet it is. Like, he can shape shift into human though.
Oh, that's convenient.
Is the other way.
Yeah. Real quick, do you know who plays Howard the Duck in Guardians of the Galaxy?
I read that recently, but I forgot.
Yeah.
Seth Green.
No shit.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Chris Griffin. It's Howard the Duck.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
Uh-huh. All right. So the
That's
Black
the Mexican Batman.
the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer that you posted, Yeti.
Oh yes, that's definitely.
Did you post that today?
No, you posted that.
Oh, 3 days ago.
Yeah, I was to say about 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, I think I was at work when you posted it.
Yeah,
And
like that's. You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
Pause it.
come
Watch
on.
it now.
No, because when you posted it, I was at work, and
gotcha.
then I forgot that it was posted.
Mm.
And then we just started chatting about other things, and it just kind of got shuffled up to the top there.
Yeah, let me. One thing that I forgot about the whole Injustice storyline. I got this from my intern. He said, I asked him which Injustice game follows Superman killing Lois thinking it's Doomsday 1 or 2. That I haven't played that one yet in forever. But that was Injustice 1, and it was the Joker that gassed or poisoned Superman, and the detonator for a nuke aimed at Metropolis was attached to Lois somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that maybe he hallucinated after being gassed and thought she was Doomsday when he killed her and his unborn son. It nuked Metropolis. So not only he killed Lois and his son, but by killing them, it detonated
the nuke. It destroyed Metropolis.
Yeah, and destroyed Metropolis in the process. So he literally snapped.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Because everyone that he has been saving the whole time died.
The plus side, he doesn't have to save anybody anymore.
Yeah, fucked up. He can retire. Like, you know what?
He can retire, yeah. There's nobody to save anymore. Go home.
That's fucked up. That's funny. I'm keeping that.
Anywho,
did you
good
watch
trailer.
the trailer?
Yeah.
That's freaking sweet.
Also, Okoye? Not Okoye. Nakia says he's covered in vibranium. Who are we thinking it?
I'm thinking that would be Namor. Because
I think it's Doctor Doom.
I think so too. Unless vibranium comes in multiple colors.
Who knows? Because what?
Who knows?
Well, because what the hell?
I mean,
what
they
the hell
put
is his
color
name?
on
The one that's the
Panther
one that's
suit.
always dressed in the gorilla style motif.
M'Baku?
Yes. Attacks Namor and breaks his weapon over the dude's back, and just it literally does
Ooh.
nothing. He doesn't even fucking react.
Yeah.
Oh, did they show
But
a
also, he's
different
naked.
trailer in the movie
Sort of.
theaters when you guys watched the Black Adam movie?
What now?
When you guys watched Black Adam
Hmm.
in the movie theaters, did you get to see a new trailer for Black Panther?
No.
Oh man, they did show a different trailer there too. I've seen like 4 different trailers now, Black Panther.
Oh
And
shit.
M'Baku is a little bit funny in this. Talking
Yeah.
about that moment when he hits him, and just they show a little bit more things to it. It looked funny.
He says, that can't be good.
Yeah.
I like M'Baku. He's funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In general. He's had a lot of funny
Now-
moments.
Mhm.
I was hoping that he would be the new Black Panther, but
Yeah.
I mean, he might.
knows?
He
Maybe
just
something.
puts on the
Thing.
suit and gets super skinny.
Nah, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't
No,
work.
I
Gets
mean,
boobies and everything.
I didn't mean this in this one, but in future.
Well, I mean, looking at it like this, I mean, going back to what Lola was saying, yeah, I mean, it funny as hell as that might be. Yeah, he dons the Black Panther suit and then gets super skinny and all this crap. Yeah,
He wore the wrong one.
it doesn't fit. It's nanotech. How is that even possible? No, but yeah,
Yeah.
the whole nanotech,
Snatched.
it would just the whole nanotech would just form around the existing body, so he would look like significantly like bigger than how you would expect Black Panther to look. But I think if they were to do that with M'Baku, I think it would, because he represents the gorilla, so I would think like his character
Right,
would have
it's a
to be
different
something
tribe.
like the silverback or something like that. So his would have to be like a gorilla motif. That would make sense.
Yeah. His name means man ape.
Right. So, there you go.
That makes sense.
And okay, so going back to the trailer and the new Black Panther, based on the brief appearance from Black Panther in costume, I'm thinking that this is Shuri. I could be wrong. We all could be wrong. But
Are you going by the cannons on her can?
exactly, because she's the only one thus far that has used that weaponry.
However, but what if she was testing it out to put it in the Black Panther suit, and her new suit that she creates has them? Not because she's the one that uses them, but
Right.
because she wanted to put them onto a suit.
That's
Here's the
her
thing, though.
It's definitely
signature
possible.
weapon.
I did see something else to back up what Justin was just saying. She has the new Black Panther suit also has the same war paint that Shuri has in the first Black Panther.
That's true.
The dots around her face.
Mhm.
Yep.
The suit has that. And I did see
Yeah, there's
that
a lot
before. I
playing
was
into that.
thinking it's a Storm, but I still think it might be somebody else just from what the actors have said. But also they're famous for, trying to tell you,
Trick you.
hey, it's this. Yeah, but it really isn't.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. We could all be wrong, and it could be somebody that nobody even considered. And
Right.
but at this point, based on, like I said, the weaponry that she's using, her stature, her form leads me to believe that this could most likely be Shuri. It makes sense in that way. But like I said,
Yeah.
they could be setting up for a swerve, and it might wind up being, like I said, somebody that nobody even expected, nobody even considered.
See, but another thing is, are they going to be recasting the X-Men that we have right now into new X-Men for the future upcoming films? Whenever they decide that they're going to start filming for the X-Men, or are they?
Well, they have contracts, don't they? Have
The existing actors
Yeah,
still have
so-
contracts that
Yeah.
have
Okay.
that have to expire unless they want to use the existing actors at this point. To be honest,
Okay.
I would like them to use the actors that they have. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I like the actors that they were using for these most recent X-Men films. Storm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just about all of them, really. And
Okay.
then there's a few, I mean, several that have died that I think they'll wind up recasting. But I think honestly, mainly the ones that they have that are still under contract, I think they ought to just say, fuck it, use those actors and make another movie.
Also,
Right.
they can play with the multiverse.
That
we've
too.
seen it.
That too.
But going back to Black Panther, another thing that I might be I can see happening in the future is that maybe Shuri will be Black Panther now, but maybe she doesn't want to do it after, so they will probably get another one. Because they
Maybe she just suited up
passed
because they
on.
needed her.
Right,
Yeah.
and then maybe they'll pass on, to whoever, and she keeps helping them building their weapons and whatnot and suits.
I think it's going to wind up, she's going to be a stand-in until Nakia's kid grows up.
Yes.
Because I think that would be the path that you would you pretty much expect them to go. Because that sort of makes sense.
Right.
Because that's...
Unless they bring Killmonger back.
Mm,
Because people love Michael B. Jordan.
Mm.
And he kind of had a what's the word I'm looking for? He kind of had a redemption moment at the end.
Yeah.
And like I said in a past episode, we see the camera panning out and it looks like T'Challa is leaning over him. Maybe he put a vibranium into his wound to keep him alive until he can get him inside and perform surgery or something, like they did in the Black Panther movie.
Well, it's definitely possible, but he himself in the movie said that he didn't want to because he would have then been spending the rest of his days in prison unless somebody broke him out.
Right. Well, it depends on how they can play that out too, because the guy that is playing Kang is going to be with Michael B. Jordan in Creed 3.
Right.
And they seem to be very good friends, and they might bring Killmonger to be able to fight Kang in Kang Dynasty.
Well, it's certainly possible.
Just putting those two together.
Well, of course. I mean,
completely unrelated, but it could be related.
Not necessarily unrelated because, I mean, multiverse. I mean, that's all you need to say to explain it. It's like, okay, multiverse. There are other universes where he's still alive and all this stuff because they explained all that as well in the first season of What If.
Right.
That's another thing. Quick question regarding the Marvel universe as it is right now. Do we think that there's any other like universe variants that are still hanging around that kind of escaped that whole situation from Spider-Man No Way Home?
The answer is yes. You know why? Because they don't explain anything.
Right.
It was very vague.
Right. And
it was
we know
great that
that
way because they can expand without having to mess anything up.
Right. We know that for sure the villains from other Spider-Man movies the villains at this point, went back over there, but also those are the only people that they saw that were there. What's to say that they didn't see a couple of people that came through the cracks and then they never went back because they weren't aware of them.
Well, they got sent back automatically.
Yeah, like just the way that Doctor Strange did the thing.
Right, but my point is like those
Venom,
5 couldn't have been the only ones. Those 5 plus the other 2 Spider-Mans, that's...
I would definitely...
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but like Yadi said, Venom in the post-credit scene, he's nowhere near that, and he still gets sent back.
But he's not being sent back out of his own accord, though. He's sending himself back. Because Venom said, oh, look at this other thing that I can do. And then he takes them to 616, and then he comes back to his own Earth.
No. I know what Lewis is talking about. When Doctor Strange healed up that spell, because when we were looking at that post-credit scene and he was getting ready to be sent back, Venom was bitching because he didn't want to go back yet because it's like there were still so many questions. And
that's the scene where they're drinking right at a bar.
Yep.
At the end, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
although they did keep, it's kind of strange because a little symbiote stayed behind,
which means we're probably going to see Venom in the next Spider-Man movie when that finally drops.
That was pretty good. Until you started laughing, but that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad though that it most likely won't be Tom Hardy's Venom. But
it could be.
Well, yeah.
It's gonna get to Spider-Man. That's how we're gonna get the Black Spider-Man soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in Secret Wars. Because in the comic book for Secret Wars is the black suit. It's Venom Spider-Man.
That could be.
That could be why they kept the little symbiote.
So we may still have a Spider-Man in a Spider-Man movie in Phase 6, and then he's probably going to end up with the black suit before, right around the end of it. Yeah, right around the end of it. Whether they do it as part of the movie proper or an end credit scene or a post credit scene.
But he's probably going to be so sad because he's going to feel alone. You know, he lost his aunt. He's lost his friends. So something's definitely going to happen with that sooner than later. And more likely this next movie is going to be something about it.
Yep.
Or
quick
at
question.
the ending.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Another quick question.
What's up?
Going back to the symbiote, does he not feel when he's leaving pieces of himself behind? Because it's I'm assuming it's one symbiote, and if you're taking a piece of it, I would think he would feel it. No,
I don't think so because he doesn't feel when
when Carnage
in the second in the second one he drips blood. And that's part of him.
Yep.
So he doesn't. I don't think he feels it.
Doesn't he mention that they're all kind of connected somehow?
Right. Hence the symbiote part.
Yeah, but I don't think that he can feel when they drop them.
Right.
Okay.
They have memories of things.
They're interconnected.
How they explain it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's it. That's all. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys.
Still learning.
There's plenty more, but you gotta stay tuned.
Pretty much. Yep. And save that for future episodes. Stay tuned until next time.
Alrighty. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining us tonight. You can find us on all of our social media. I'm going to post them down below in the description. So you guys are fantastic. Stay nerdy. Don't go anywhere. See us next week. Deuces.
Bye.
Bye.